I'm so thankful to be here and to be moving with you. Let's start at the front edge of our chair, stretch our legs nice and straight, and then with our arms by our sides, pelvis upright, ribs relax down and back, ears slide back over the shoulders, turn your elbow pits forward, and then we'll just sweep our arms up into the air pretty close to our body and sweep them back down by our sides. And then just start to, as you work on this motion, tuning into your breath. So arm raises without lifting the ribs up, without turning the elbow pits in, and smooth inhales and exhales. Always rest when your body needs a rest. Sometimes you can go a little bit slower to really feel all the different ranges of motion. Sometimes you can go a little bit quicker. You can use the resistance of your own body to push down and to push up. All right, now take your arms a little wider by your sides, elbow pits still forward, and you'll sweep up so you're wide overhead. Sweep down so you're wide by your side. Letting the breath flow. A few more like this. Do the ribs start lifting up when your arms and shoulders get tired? Keep the ribs relaxed down. And then next time your arms are up, let's go out to the sides and circle back up. Not only spread out through your thumbs, but spread out through the whole palm of your hands. Actually actively spread out through your fingers here as you circle your arms up and down. Smooth inhales and exhales. Couple more like this. And then from there, flex your ankles and just hinge forward over your legs for a moment and slowly slide back up. Bend your knees, placing your ankles right underneath your knees with your pelvis upright, your ribs relaxed down. Reach your arms up into the air, spread your thumbs out, and then we'll just extend, flexing an ankle. Extend all the way and bend, and extend and bend. Keep tilting your pelvis upright. Keep bringing your ankles back right underneath your knees with your knees hip distance apart. One more each side. And then from there, release your hands down, extend both of your legs, actively point your feet or your socks or your shoes, press down equally through the balls of the feet as you fold forward. And then come on up, and one more time, actively flex your ankles, really pull the tops of the feet back towards your shins, straighten your legs all the way. Breathing here. Sometimes you can tell, oh, my legs maybe aren't hip distance apart because I'm feeling it more in one side of the back of the thighs than the other. And then come on up and bend your knees, and let's spin around for a lunge. Slide your left knee right underneath your hip. We'll have our left arm hang by our side, and we'll rotate our arm bone all the way one way, all the way the other way. And then you'll lift your arm just a little bit higher and rotate all the way one way, all the way the other way. Lift a little higher, rotate, and rotate a little bit higher, rotate, and rotate a little higher, rotate, rotate a little higher, rotate, rotate, only going to ranges of motion that feel comfortable, a little higher, rotate, and then let your arm come down by your side. Slide your knee forward, spin around to the other side. Your knee slides back right underneath your hip, your ankle right behind your knee, your arm hangs, ribs relax down, ears slide back, rotate, and rotate a tiny bit higher. And just every little movement higher, you do another full rotation one way, full rotation the other way. And then let your arm come down, slide that back knee forward, spin back around to the front of the chair. We'll start with our feet together. The most important part here is pelvis upright. The more the pelvis tucks back, the less you're using your deeper core muscles. So pelvis upright, neutral pelvis as you lift and lower with your legs together, and it will work more of the center stripe of your abdominal muscles. Keep continuously working on the pelvis tilting upright. It will tuck back in a lot of people's bodies if you don't pay attention really closely. All right, walk your feet a tiny bit wider, not quite hip distance, tilting the pelvis upright, and lift and lower there, keeping the ankle right under the knee so the lower leg's not moving in or out. And walk the feet a little bit wider, closer to hip distance. Lifting and lowering, keep working on the rotation of the pelvis. You should almost feel like your upper body is coming forward a little bit, but it's really coming forward because your pelvis is coming forward. And then walk your feet a little bit wider than hip distance, starting to get into more of the outer, deeper abdominal muscles. And then walk your feet a little bit wider and lift and lower. Try to rock side to side as little as possible, straight up and straight down. All right, let's spin around to another lunge. Slide your knee back right under your hip, front ankle under your knee. Dynamic side bend. Your outside arm goes up and over to the back of the chair and back out to your side. And up and over and back out. Two more like that. Up and over and back out to your side. And this time we'll hold. Up and over and take a few breaths. Open, stretch long from the fingers all the way down to the waist. Relax any clenching around the left thigh. Bring that arm back down. Focus on your belly button. Twist to the back of the chair and untwist. And twist. Check your back ankle. Make sure it's steady. And untwist. Twist to the back of the chair and untwist. And twist, and this time hold for a few breaths. Feel the waist turning, stacking your rib cage right over your pelvis, your skull right over your rib cage. Relax any clenching around the belly and the hip muscles. And unwind your twist, slide your left leg forward, spin around to the other side. Slide your knee back right underneath your hip, front ribs relax down, and dynamic side bends. Outside arm goes up and over and back out to your side. Up and over and back out to the side. Up and over and back out to the side, and up and over, and hold. Lengthen from the fingertips through the elbow, the shoulder. Notice if your torso is turning one way or the other, turn it towards the front of your legs. Relax, clenching around the buttocks muscles, around the right thigh. Tuning into your breath here. And then let that arm come down. Focus on your belly button and twist to the back of the chair and untwist. And twist, untwist. Heel straight up and down, back heel, twist and untwist. And this time you hold, twist, hold, stacking the rib cage over the pelvis, the skull over the rib cage. Turn from the waist, relax your shoulders. Relax, clenching in the buttocks muscles around the tops of the thighs. And most importantly, breath is flowing with ease. All right, unwind, slide the leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair. Now, if this version doesn't feel comfortable for you, then you're going to skip it and do the bent knee version. So either straight leg or bent knee. Sit up nice and tall here, and with your legs together, you're gonna draw a knee in and extend, and draw a knee in and extend. Draw a knee in, extend, draw a knee in, extend, all without the pelvis rocking backwards. It's harder for the pelvis not to rock backwards because we have straight legs. So if your pelvis is rocking back, it's going to be more beneficial to sit upright and maybe work with bent knees. Walk your feet a little bit wider, not quite hip distance a bit yet. Curl in, extend, curl in, extend. Keep going forward with your AS-IS bones. Curl in, extend, curl in, extend. Open up to hip distance apart. Pelvis upright. Bring it in without the pelvis tucking back. One more each side. Walk your feet a little wider than hip distance. Walk your feet a little wider. And if you're starting to feel some clenching in this area, know that you have to tilt your pelvis upright a little more, even maybe on just one side. All right, from there, your legs are wide. Bend your knees, putting your ankles right underneath your knees. And then from here, open your arms out, rotate your palms up. Keep going as much as you can with that rotation, and twist your belly button from right to left. Smooth inhales and exhales. Feel the waist turn without the pelvis tucking under, without the ribs thrusting forward. Next time you turn to the right, hold and sweep your arms up and down. All right, keep turning to the right. Your right arm can relax. It can even hold on to the chair. Keep turning to the right. Just open your left arm to the left and sweep your arm up and down there. And then bring both arms out to the sides and twist the belly button from left to right. Pelvis upright, ribs relax down and back. Really feel the waist turn first. Next time you turn to the left, hold and sweep your arms up and down, reaching out through the upper arm bones. Legs are stable. Are they collapsing in? Open your inner thighs, ground through your feet. Work on not forgetting about any part of the body. It will come with time. Patiently and persistently. Okay, your arms come down. You're still twisting to the left. Your left hand can hold on to your thigh or the chair. Open your right arm straight out to the right, but keep turning your waist to the left and move that right arm up and down. Turn your torso back to center. Maybe walk your feet a little wider. Circle your torso around your thighs. 2 times in one direction. Pause 2 times in the other direction. And then walk your feet back into hip distance. Top of the foot stretch. Tuck the top of your foot under. Try to make sure your ankle's not rolling to one side, so stay centered. And then from here, open your arms out wide, or we'll do our hugs. Right arm on top, drop your elbows and ribs, or elbows and shoulders down. Open up, and left arm on top, relaxing everything down. Open up, right arm on top, relax everything down. Hold, slowly turn your neck from right to left, and really feel all the rotations in between. So not just trying to go all the way to one side and all the way to the other, keeping your chin parallel and feeling how it changes the pull of the muscles along your neck and your upper back with every rotation. Good. Bring your head back to center, open your arms up, bring your right foot forward, tuck your left toe under, center the top of the foot stretch, and we'll do left arm on top, open up, right arm on top, open up, left arm on top, open up, right arm on top, open up, and then left arm on top, hold, wiggle the fingers around, drop the elbows and shoulders down, this time relaxing your shoulders nice and slowly, side to side. Keeping your chin backing up. It's very common that people will go side to side, but their chin will push in front of the rest of their face. So if that's your habit, just back your chin up a little bit. Notice also the habit of when you lean over to one side, if your head is always turned. I mean, sometimes we purposely turn our head just again to all the different areas of the neck muscles, but you want to be aware if when you're going side to side, you think you're going to the side when your head is actually twisting down or turning up. Feel the upper back wide. Soften the face, relax the jaw. Check in with relaxing those top of the foot stretch muscles. And then bring your head back up. Open your arms out wide. Bring that foot forward. Bring your hands to your knees for just a moment. You can lean forward. You can put your elbows on your knees. And we're going to do heel raises. But especially, it's so subtle, I'm going to exaggerate. You turn your ankles out to the side, but for most people, they're turning them out to the side very slightly. It's almost hard to tell. So the more you push down through the ball of your foot, especially that inside section, the less your ankles will twist out to the side. They'll go up and down. But remember, your brain is always going to the muscle patterns you use most often. So when you stop looking, it might go back there. So you have to start to feel your body. And so come up from there, reach your arms up into the air, spread out through all your fingers, and let's do heel raises here. And you can always use your eyes to look down without dropping your head down. And maybe just even see your big toe side of your foot really working there as you lift and lower. And you'll feel the work more equally along the back of your calf muscles. And then walk your feet a little wider, open your arms, do right arm on top, wiggle it around as much as you can. You're giving yourself a big hug, and then we'll do head ramps here where our head slides forward and slides straight back over our shoulders. Keep relaxing your shoulders and your elbows down. Keep breathing. And next time your head is ramped back, open your arms, keep ramping the head back, left arm on top, wiggle the fingers around, and go into a few more of those head ramps. Check on your pelvis. Is it upright? Check on your ribs, relaxing down. And then from there, open your arms out. Let your arms come down by your side. And let's walk our feet in. Scoot our left hip to the center of the chair. Extend our right leg out long. Last week, I believe we did something where our toes were pointed up in the air, or recently, but just go ahead and do that. Point your toes up into the air for today. And from here, with your leg nice and long, your toes up into the air, flip your palm up. And let's do dynamic side bends here. Right arm goes over and back down, and right arm over and back down. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Check your ankle under your knee. Okay, let's stay. Stay with your right arm over. Turn that palm to face behind you. Tap your shoulder and extend. Tap, extend, tap, extend, tap, extend, and pull yourself up. Slide that right leg in. Scoot to the center of the chair on the right hip. Extend your left leg out. You can do toes forward, or for something a little different, do toes straight up in the air. Flip your left palm over. Dynamic side bends. Up and over. Check that front ankle. The foot is flat. The knee's right over the ankle. Sometimes I'll just like roll to one side of my foot when I'm on one foot. Be aware of that pattern. Now, if your knee always collapses in, you might want to roll your foot open for a little while, but then over time, keeping the foot down and the knee stable. All right, let's go over and stay this time. Rotate the palm of the hand to face behind you. Tap, extend, tap, extend, tap, extend, and tap, extend. Keep flexing the ankle, draw the upper body up, slide that leg in, come around to the front of the chair. If you are able to, let's cross your ankle, right ankle over your knee. If not, use that block or something inside your foot, because we're going to do something specific today. You might just skip it though if putting your ankle over your knee is not comfortable, or if your pelvis is stuck back here. Remember, it's much more beneficial to use the block more often, or if your knee's way up here, going to be much more beneficial to let those muscles relax with your foot a little lower. But from here, reach your right arm out, and we'll do palm facing internal rotation, palm facing away from you as you take your upper arm and gently pull across the body. Keep tilting the pelvis upright. Keep tilting your right ankle into neutral, pelvis into neutral. Rotate so the palm of the hand is down and you're gently tractioning and pulling out on that arm. Rotate so the thumb is up. And you continuously gently tractioning that upper arm bone, not below the elbow, but above the elbow. Rotate the palm to face up. And see if you can turn that thumb down a little bit, like you're trying to rotate the arm all the way so the palm faces forward. Good, and then release that arm, hinge forward any amount, and let's just move our foot from side to side here and see if you can feel how turning your foot in one direction changes the stretch in the other hip. And turning it in the other direction also changes the stretch. It's very subtle, but it definitely happens, which is one of the reasons why I asked you to pay attention of what's your unconscious habit pattern with your bottom foot. Good. How about turning out to the side and just really folding forward there? Relax any clenching. How about coming up a little and pigeon-toeing that foot and hinging forward from your hips there? How about bringing your foot back to center and doing some heel raises here while you're in this half forward fold? Good, and then come on up and let's switch legs. So ankles hip distance apart. Bring your left ankle over your knee or on a prop inside your right foot. Tilt your pelvis upright. Let that thigh drop open. And then from here, reach your arm out in front of you. Internally rotate so the palm faces away from you. And then hold onto your upper arm and pull out and across the body. Rotate the palm to face down as you gently pull on that upper arm bone. Rotate so the thumb is up. Rotate so the palm of the hand is up. And this might be end range of motion, but also you can try to rotate and turn your palm all the way around as you gently pull out on your upper arm, just getting into some extra juicy muscles around the armpits there, shoulder area. Good, and then release and fold forward a bit and move your foot side to side. Your ankle stays steady. And just feel how that changes the stretch. For me, not only do I feel it in my hip, but I feel how it changes the stretch in the shin. And then turn your foot out to the side and hinge forward a little more. Relax any clenching. Come up, turn your foot in pigeon-toed, and hinge forward any amount there. If you feel any pressure around the knee, you back off with the right angle. Bring your foot back to straight, and how about some heel raises here? Press equally through the ball of the foot. It's easy to look at the foot and check what the ankle is doing. All right, from there, come on up and uncross that ankle. Let's stretch both of our legs straight and point and hinge forward. And come back up and flex actively and hinge forward. And come back up, and with your knees bent and your ankles hip distance apart, take your time. Come up to stand nice and slowly. Come around to the back of your chair. If you have a wall nearby, or if you're changing chair heights, that's great. But if you have a wall nearby, I highly recommend not always doing your thoracic stretch here. So maybe put your hands up on a wall or someplace different as you back your hips up. So of course, if your hands were on a wall, they'd be up a little bit higher. Relaxing the lower belly, especially if you just ate lunch like I did. You don't want to hold your belly tight while it's digesting. Thigh bones can rotate into neutral after you check your feet are straight, outer edges. Working with ankles hip distance apart. All right, and then come on up to stand and grab a block. You're going to hold onto the block behind your back, pressing your palms. If you have to use your fingers, that's okay. Just know the more you use your fingers, the less you're using your shoulders. The more you press through the palms of the hands, the more activation of the shoulders. So put the block behind your back, try to squeeze your palms. This might be enough, just truly trying to hold something the size of a block behind your back and squeezing your hands is enough of an exercise for sure. Otherwise, just check your neutral stance and maybe lift and lower the block without the ribs thrusting, without the head coming forward. Squeeze the palms of the hands into the block, both sides equally. Tuning into your breath. All right, from there, you can take that block and put it down in front of you for a calf stretch. So we're going to be in this calf stretch for a little while. So set up with maybe your foot a little higher, your heel down. You can step your left foot forward any amounts. Feel equal weight between your legs. Just find a nice place where you're like, ooh, I can feel that nice equal calf stretch across my calf, making those adjustments to your lower body. And then we're going to internally rotate our arm bones here. So our palms are facing away from us. Pull our arms back and hold in this internal rotation. Breathing here. Feet stay straight. You can work on rotating your thigh bones into neutral. And then relax and turn your palms to face behind you and pull back. And you're just holding your arms as far back behind you as you can without your ribs pushing forward, without your head sliding forward. And relax and turn your palms to face the body and pull back. Always resting your arms when you need to. And then turn your palms to face forward and pull back. And then how about turning your palms to face out away from your body and pull back and hold. Good place to breathe. Good. Relax your arms, switch feet. Ball of the left foot goes up, heel down. Maybe walk it up a little higher. Step your outside foot forward. Check the alignment of the feet, the alignment of the ankles. You can work on the thigh bones. And then from there, internally rotate and pull back without the head going forward. And relax, palms face behind you and pull back. And relax, thumbs point forward and pull back. Keep subtly checking on your ankles, your knees, your feet, your toes. Palms face forward, pull back. Stretch those elbows a little straighter. Ribs relax down and back a little more. Head ramps back a little more. Arms by your side, turn your palms away from your body and pull back there. Breathing. Back of the neck nice and long. Good. And then release your arms. You can slide that block out of the way. We're going to cross our right ankle behind our left ankle and work on the stability of our hip. Actually, at first, let's skip the crossing. Let's just walk our big toes all the way together. So we'll stand with our legs really close and we'll just do a dynamic side bend with your right arm and your left arm. And you can always have one hand on the chair in front of you. And right arm goes up and over. And left arm goes up and over. And right arm, ground through the outer hips. And left arm. And right arm and hold. Rotate the palm of the hand to face behind you. Tap, extend, tap, extend, tap, extend. Now reach up with your hand, hold onto that wrist and pull over, or you can keep your hand on the chair and push down through your outer left hip and cross your right ankle behind. As you reach down through your hips, bend over with your upper body. Breathing here. And pull your torso up. From there, relax your arms down. Uncross your feet with just big toes touching. Take your left arm up and over. Rotate the palm to face behind you. Tap, extend, tap, extend, tap, extend, tap, extend. Reach up with your other hand, pull across, or you can keep that other hand on the chair. Push down through your outer right hip. If it tends to pop out, hug it in and cross your left ankle behind your right ankle. Ground through your outer hips, weight backs up into the heels, reaching over and breathing here. If your torso always rotates to one side or the other, try to rotate it to straight. Good, and then come back up and release your hands. Uncross your legs to hip distance, feet straight, ankles hip distance, back your thighs up so your hips are right over here. Now at first, if your spine is rounded, your pelvis tends to tuck under, you are trying to get your thigh bones back further. But after a while, if your tailbone easily goes into the air, try to sometimes, you don't always need to push your hips way behind your ankles. You can just stack your hips right over your ankles and then shift your hips from side to side there. Walk your feet to 2, a little bit wider, hips over the heels, and shift your hips side to side. Or if your pelvis still rounds, if your spine still rounds, try to back your thigh bones up more. Walk your feet a step wider to 3, hips over the ankles, and shift your hips side to side there. Without bending the knees, relax any clenching. And then let's walk 1 wider, hips over the heels, and 2 straight legs. Shift your hips side to side there. And you'll know if you don't feel it in your inner thighs, you probably want to back your hips up a little bit. But if you're always in the habit of going way back and your tailbone goes up easily, then start sometimes being forward and you might actually feel more of the front of your inner thighs. One more each side. All right, your feet are nice and wide. You're going to reach your arms out, internal rotation, and wrap behind your back. Extend out, thumb down, wrap, walk it through as much as you can. Extend out, ribs relax down and back, wrap, and extend, wrap, and extend. 2 more like that. Wrap, hips over the heels, and wrap. And this time you'll stay with the right arm, wrap behind your back, hold. Your left arm can relax down with your right arm behind your back. How about flipping your hand over and back, over and back, over and back, over and back. Now you can stay over or you can keep the back of the hand on your back, but let that shoulder drop forward. Let that shoulder blade get really, really wide behind your back so you're not trying to pull your arm bone back. And then keep that and drop your ear over to your shoulder and nod your head yes, nice and slowly. Trying to touch more parts of your right hand, the palm of your hand, your fingers, your forearm to your back. Lift your head up, turn and look over your left shoulder and nod your head yes there. Take your time, feel the connection from your neck muscles down to your chest. And then bring your head back to center. Extend both arms out, internal rotation. Left arm behind your back. With your left arm behind your back, walk it in. If it doesn't come in right to your back, keep your hand lower to start. If it comes right in, you can start playing with moving your arm to different heights and then rotate. And if your elbow pops out when you rotate, then just bring your arm a little bit lower. Trying to rotate the forearm. The eventual goal, if you put your hand on your left shoulder blade, is can you move that forearm and hand without feeling your bones moving around up here? So can you relax? Can you spread that bone wide and keep it steady as you rotate? And then you can stay with back of the hand or hand flipped over. Drop your ear, right ear, over to your right shoulder. Let that shoulder and elbow drop forward and nod your head yes here. And bring your head up and turn and look over your right shoulder and nod your head yes here. Feel the neck into the throat. Bring your head back to center. Release that arm out. Both palms go up. And then just take your right arm up and over, but rotate the palm of the hand to face the ceiling and reach over a little more. Come just slightly out of your side bend. Turn the arm bone so the palm is forward. Reach over a little more. Come up a little, turn your palm down, reach over. Come up a little, turn the palm of your hand to face behind you and reach over. And then pull yourself up. Take your left arm up and over into a side bend. Rotate the palm of the hand to face the ceiling. Reach over a little more. Come back up, turn your hand to face forward. Reach over. And come up, turn your hand to face down. Reach over. Come up a little, turn the palm of your hand to face behind you and reach over. And then pull yourself up. Reach your right arm straight ahead, hand to your shoulder, ribs extra drop down and back. You can use your arm to pull back, your hand to pull back and to hug in a little bit if your elbow tends to majorly pop out to the side. From there, nice and slowly, feeling that tricep stretch, how about turning and looking to your left? Bring your head back to center, go really slow. Drop your left ear towards your left arm. Bring your head up, switch arms. Pull back on your left elbow, ribs relax down and back, head slides back. Breathing here. Turn and look towards your right arm. Relax any clenching. Notice your ankles. Do you roll to the inner ankle or the outer ankle? Center your heels. Bring your head back to center. Drop your head over to rest towards your right arm. Keep gently pulling back on that forearm. And then bring your head up and release your arms down. Reach your arms back up and sit back into a wide squat, checking outer edges of the feet straight, inner thighs open, and breathing. Smooth inhales and exhales. Feel free to go a little lower, but then recheck the alignment of the feet and the ankles and the knees. Couple more like this. And then from there, with your feet nice and wide, and you're about an arm distance away from your chair, walk your hands over to the right side of the chair and push your hips back. Walk your hands over to the left side of the chair, hips back just over the ankles. So again, if your spine lower back rounds, just really try to go back. But if you are one of those people that can go way back, just start to learn to line up your hips over your ankles sometimes, and sometimes go back further. Good. Bring your hands back to center. Step your feet into 3. Walk your hands over to the right. Walk your hands over to the left. Bring your hands back to center. Walk your feet into 2. Hands walk over to the right. Hands walk over to the left. And come back to center. Walk your feet into 1. Hands go over to the right, which is hip distance apart. And hands go over to the left. All right, come back to center. Come up to stand with your feet straight and your ankles hip distance apart. Push down through one hip. Lift a knee in, push down through the other hip, lift a knee in, but try not to tuck under when you're lifting. So try not to do this. Keep your buttocks and your thigh bone back. Stick your buttocks back as you lift and lower, checking on your feet straight, your ankles hip distance apart with every march. Slow down if you can, and if you find that it's really challenging to slow down and keep the alignment, that's when it's a good idea to hold on to something so that you can build that endurance. Okay, try to not let your ankles roll out to the side with the outer edges of the feet very straight, and do some calf raises. And if you didn't just were watching my ankles by the small chance, they were totally rolling out to the side. So I've really got to work on that big toe ball of the foot, pressing down as I lift and lower. Relax any clenching in the buttocks muscles. Try to go more straight up and down than pitching forward. All right, how about we do some of these with our feet slightly turned out to the side, but you're still trying to press equally through the balls of the feet. How about turning your feet pigeon-toed and still trying to press equally through the balls of the feet? Okay, start thinking about, you're going to want something for a double calf stretch, so an extra rolled up mat. You can roll up your mat if you're using a mat right now, a rolled up towel. Ooh, I really favor one leg when I start talking and not paying attention. An extra rolled up towel, you're going to want it in a moment. But for now, turn your chair around to face you. You can use 2 blocks the same height, any kind of a rolled up blanket. With your feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, push down through one hip and lift and maybe put your foot on the chair. And then step the foot down, checking feet straight, ankles hip distance, push down through the other hip. Take your time lifting the foot up and placing it on the chair. And step down. So each time, and almost a little easier than balancing, depending on how high your chair is. If it's not possible to get your foot on a chair, you could use a block or a step stool at a lower height. But then you have the stability of whatever's under your foot instead of just balancing on one leg. So also a great place to practice the edge of the foot straight, pushing down, hugging the outer hip in for balance purposes. Okay, let's go to those double calf stretches. So whatever you're using, I have 2 blocks the same size. I do use a rolled up towel a lot. And then from here, with your blocks in front of your chair, let's pigeon toe your feet first. And you can either go to the back of the chair if it helps you keep your spine longer, or you can place your hands on the seat of the chair, or you can place your hands up on some pillows, whatever it takes to keep your spine long. Feel free to adjust your feet, relax any clenching, straighten the legs all the way. If your hands are on your chair, great opportunity to rotate your elbow pits forward towards your fingers. If your elbows tend to push forward and lock out, just back them up a little bit. Is your knees slightly bending? Can you straighten your legs a little more? I was just talking about this earlier today. How often, if you tell people, can you straighten your legs a little bit more, that a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I can straighten my legs a little bit more. And so what it means that all the time when you're standing and you're walking, you're missing that extra range of motion that's so important for hip strength, buttock strength, pelvic floor strength. So just notice, can you straighten your legs a tiny little bit more? You want to work on that when you're standing around. Let's turn our feet out to the sides. Heels down, nice straight legs. If you find that it's challenging to keep the legs straight, probably bring your hands up higher. If your belly can't relax and your tailbone can't go into the air, bring your hands higher. You can keep working on the upper body, spreading your thumbs out, wrapping your elbow pits forward. Press equally through the balls of the feet. All right, let's do straight feet, really straight edge of the feet, hip distance apart. hips over the heels. Again, if your spine really rounds, back your hips up more, then eventually you can start sometimes practicing back a little, sometimes a little bit back, sometimes with your hips right over your ankles. Can your legs straighten a little bit more? And just every time I've said that, I've gotten a little more length through my legs. It might be the inner thigh, it might be the outer thigh, it might be the back of the legs. You might not be able to tell where that extra length is coming from. But that's power. That's power that we're missing in our bodies, power that we need as we grow older. We're not standing in factories working for 12-hour shifts. We don't need to bend our knees all the time. Power your legs up without force, without uncomfortable joints. All right, come on off of there. Slide whatever you are using out of the way. Now, if this is too challenging or too challenging in a way that it doesn't feel safe, that's what we want to feel safe. Your feet straight, ankles hip distance. You're putting one foot up on the chair. And then we're going to try to do heel raises with one foot up on the chair. Without the ankle turning side to side. Lifting straight up and down, which is a lot harder. My body definitely wants to pitch forward more since it's one leg doing the work, but since it's the first time we've done this, maybe just let your body pitch forward a little bit. Breathing. And I can just ever so slightly feel how this little part of my foot rolls up. So I've got to work on that so that ankle doesn't slightly turn out to the side. All right, let's switch legs. Feet straight, ankles hip distance. Put your other foot up on the chair. Try to press equally through the ball of the foot. You can always have your hands on a wall here. Breathing. Kind of like you're going up and down stairs. When you go up and down stairs, you want to use your back foot. You want to be able to push off your back legs when you step up, that your front knee doesn't have to go past your ankle. So this is great practice for going up and down stairs, walking up and down hills, stepping up onto something a little higher. Because our calf muscles tend to be so tight, they often tend to be very underused. All right, and then from there, step that foot off, walk back 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. And press into your heels and take your time. Have a seat in your chair. Sit all the way back in your chair. Put your back against your chair. We also talked about this last week. So we're all the way back in our chair so that we can feel, is our back touching the chair equally? And we're keeping both sides of our rib cage on the chair as we do a side bend with our right arm, and we're noticing, oh yeah, part of me wants to twist forward or back, and we're not allowing that to happen. We're using the chair as feedback. And then switch, using the chair as feedback. And for me on this side, my torso definitely wants to turn more. So just being aware of that, but relaxing and clenching at the same time. All right, sit away from the back of your chair. Take your strap and put it over your right shoulder. Reach your left arm out to the side, rotate your thumb to point down, reach back and hold onto the strap. Walk your arm in as close as you can without using your other hand. It's so tempting for people to reach and pull their arm back further, but that's not actually what your muscle is allowing. And if you go into ranges of motion that your muscle's not allowing on its own, your body usually doesn't like that as much as just starting where you are. All right, from here, reach your right arm forward, hand to your shoulder, also hold onto the strap. And then you can walk your hands down up and down the strap towards each other, but you want to do that without thrusting. You want your ribs down and back and your head sliding back. And you're not trying to force. It is fun to be able to eventually walk your hands together and touch your fingers. And so at first, have fun. Do that if you're able to. If not, don't worry about it. But my hands pretty easily come together, but I have some deep tension in my neck and shoulders. And I actually find that when I don't walk my hands all the way together, that this feels a lot more beneficial for my shoulders the next day and later on today. And it doesn't always have to be that way, but just keep in mind, it's a big lesson that always going into end range of motion might not always be what your body needs. Okay, from here, pulling that strap taut behind your back, let's do a side bend over to the left. Bring your torso up, twist to the left. Bring your torso up. If your arms are getting tired, make the space between the two hands bigger. Hinge forward from your hips any amount. And then press into your feet to come up and release your arms. All right, from there, take your strap over to the other shoulder. Flip your right hand to face behind you. Wrap, hold onto the strap. Reach your left hand straight ahead. Bend your elbow, hold onto the strap. Doesn't matter. At first, when I first started doing this with my ribs down, this was the height of my elbow. Over time, I've gained this range of motion, but start here if that's what it means so that you don't push your ribs up to get your arm higher. So wherever you are, pull the strap taut. You can walk your fingers together, but remember that might not always be the best thing for these little area around your neck and your shoulders. You don't want to create more tension in an area. Sometimes go there, sometimes do less. Breathing here. Ribs can drop down even further. Feel your upper back get wide. You're not trying to squeeze your shoulder blades together. You're actually trying to open and get width here so you can more easily slide your head back. And then let's side bend over to the right. Come on up, pelvis upright. Twist your belly button to the right. Come back to center. And if you need to, loosen the grip a little bit. Hinge forward any amount. Good opportunity to check on the alignment of the feet. All right, and then come back up and you can remove that strap and stretch your legs nice and long. Focus on breathing into the back and the sides of the ribs here as you fold over your legs. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And come on up and have a seat back in your chair for your final pose, Savasana. Let your gaze soften or your eyes gently close. Become very present with your body and with your breath. One of my very favorites. I haven't read it in a while. Two Wolves. An old Cherokee chief was teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he said to the boy. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One wolf is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, self-doubt, and ego. The other wolf is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too. The grandson then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old chief simply replied, "The one you feed." Bringing our hands together at heart center. Thank you so much for taking the time with me every week to feed our good wolves in gratitude for this day. Namaste.